Everyone keeps telling people with anxious attachment the same thing. Heal yourself. Stop being needy. Learn to self-soothe. Become secure. But what if anxious attachment isn't the real problem? What if the real issue is that you're trying to feel safe in relationships that were never designed to be safe for you? If you've ever felt perfectly calm when you're on your own, but your anxiety skyrockets the moment you start to care about someone, this video is for you. You see, people with anxious attachment aren't anxious all the time. They are anxious in connection. Your nervous system doesn't just activate randomly, it activates in response to something specific: inconsistency, mixed signals, hot and cold behavior. That dizzying cycle of emotional distance followed by sudden closeness. Your body is actually responding correctly to an unstable environment. And that's the part that almost nobody talks about. Anxious attachment often gets framed as a personal flaw, like you're broken, like you're the one who needs fixing. But your anxiety is information. It's your nervous system's way of screaming, "Hey, something here doesn't feel safe." The real problem is that over time, you've probably learned to override that internal alarm system. You tell yourself you're overreacting. You minimize your own needs to seem more chill. You stay quiet, afraid that if you speak up, you'll just push them away. And slowly, bit by bit, you disconnect from your own instincts. Here's the hard truth, and it's a game changer. A regulated nervous system cannot exist in an unregulated relationship. You can meditate all day. You can journal until your hand cramps. You can do all the deep breathing exercises in the world. But if the person you're with is inconsistent, avoidant, or emotionally unavailable, your body will feel it. That doesn't mean you're weak, it means you're human. Now here's where this all becomes empowering. Anxious attachment isn't about wanting too much. It's about staying too long in situations where your needs consistently go unmet. Think back. You probably weren't anxious at the very beginning of the relationship. You became anxious when clarity disappeared, when the communication patterns changed, when the effort started to drop off, when the reassurance you once had vanished into thin air. Your nervous system simply adapted to survive in a state of emotional uncertainty. That's not a dysfunction. That's a sign of intelligence. So the real healing journey doesn't start with the question, how do I stop feeling so anxious? It starts with a much more powerful question. What am I responding to? Let's break this down into actionable steps. Step 1. Stop pathologizing your feelings. Your anxiety is not the enemy. Ignoring it is. So instead of asking, how do I calm myself down? Start asking, what is this feeling trying to protect me from? More often than not, the answer is misalignment. You're trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. Step 2 is learning the crucial difference between regulation and suppression. Suppression is telling yourself, I shouldn't feel this way. This is wrong. Regulation, on the other hand, says, I feel this, and I have the capacity to respond to this feeling calmly and wisely. You don't heal anxious attachment by numbing yourself out. You heal it by staying present with your feelings without abandoning yourself in the process. Step 3, and this one is huge. Notice who your anxiety disappears around. I want you to really think about this. There are people in your life who don't trigger your anxiety. They are consistent. They are clear. They are emotionally available. Your nervous system literally softens and relaxes in their presence. That is not a coincidence. That is compatibility. Security isn't something you have to force or fight for. It's something you feel naturally in the right environment. This leads us to step 4. Redefine what secure attachment actually is. Secure attachment isn't about never needing reassurance. It's about knowing your needs won't be punished or dismissed when you express them. It's feeling safe enough to speak your truth, safe enough to take a pause when you need it, and safe enough to know you can walk away if the situation becomes unhealthy. When you stop chasing a feeling of safety from people who are fundamentally incapable of giving it to you, your anxiety will naturally decrease. Not because you fixed yourself, but because you stopped betraying yourself. And here's the part that truly changes everything. You don't become secure by proving to the world that you don't need anyone. You become secure by choosing to be in environments and relationships where your nervous system can finally rest, where you don't have to be on high alert all the time. Anxious attachment isn't a life sentence. It's a signal. It's a messenger. And when you finally start listening to that signal instead of fighting it, your relationships and your life will completely transform. If any of this resonated with you, please know that you are not alone and you are absolutely not broken. This channel is dedicated to helping you build the calm, secure, and loving relationships you deserve without having to self-abandon or constantly chase validation. Thanks for watching, and if you found this helpful, please consider subscribing for more content like this.